Good morning, everyone. We are here at Alice's garden, and I see a number of new bloomers this morning. So this may take a little bit to get this video done. I was going to break it up into individual videos, but there are quite a few. We're going to start right here with this standard dwarf bearded. This is Alumez Le Feu. I may have butchered that. Don't speak a lot of French, I guess is what this is. It is a Brazilian, 2013 SDB, should get up to 12 inches tall, and is a mid-season bloomer. This one is an orange with a tangerine beard, has a lot of veining, and if you look, it's not just an orange. There's a lot of different other variations of color in here with a little light cream and a little bit of brown, but it's quite nice. SDB. Look at that. It's just pretty. Oh man, I'm too close. There we are. Very nice. Very nice. But that is our first bloomer today. And this one we have done before. This is Crank It Up. You can see that we've had a few that have died back or in the process of dying back. And then we have a few that are opening. And still just as pretty as it was the first time that it opened, with this little orange beard and purple falls and standards with this brown veining back here. Very nice. Very pretty. And then here, this is a new bloomer for us. This is Oh Canada by Johnson. It's a 2015 SDB, up to 13 inches tall. It is an early bloomer, and this one is very nice with these bright purples and this spot, little heart-shaped spot. But if you notice, and we haven't seen this on one of ours before, but the beard is almost white. There's a little bit of orange in the back, but almost white, except for that little part in the back. Let me see if I can get a little bit more here. Try to see if I can get that to focus a little bit, but very nice. Lovely little iris. And this one currently is less than half the height that it would be in a garden. So it would be very showy, very nice and showy. Then down here, oh, this one is very purple. I have not seen this one before in the garden. This is Replicator, and look at that color. That is amazing. This is a dark purple iris with a very light purple beard, and look at that spot that's on there. That is gorgeous. That is just beautiful. That definitely shows up across my garden. This is a Tasco. It is a 2006, up to 11 inches tall. It is said to be a rebloomer, and I don't know if you know what a rebloomer is, but that means that it blooms more than once in a season. So it will bloom, say, the mid-season, and then it's possible that it will bloom in the late season too. Sometimes it depends on your climate whether or not a rebloomer will actually do that for you. But you know, if you someone else in your area has noted that it's a rebloomer in the area, it should rebloom for you as well. This is just beautiful. That is a stunning color right there. Just shows up quite a bit across the garden. I'll show you what I mean here in a little bit. You can look back this way and you see the orange and you see the blues in the back. I'll turn around and show you this one again here in a little bit, and it just shows up. All right, this one here is Autumn Orange. I have this planted in 2 places, and I have a lot of these, and it is just opening this morning, so it's not completely fully open just yet. But it has this bright orange beard and these sort of golden yellow falls and peach standards. It is just so pretty. And this is a little bit taller than the other ones that I've shown you. They're supposed to get up to 14 inches tall. And this one is probably closer to about 7, maybe 7 inches tall. So it would get quite a bit taller. Just trying to see if I have something that would be comparable to that right now, but I really don't. But this is by Spoon. It's a 2003 SDB, said to be a rebloomer, early to mid-season. And we've had a couple of these that have already bloomed and died off, but this one decided to pop again this week. And these I've already shown you this morning. It's still very nice, very lovely, but you can see that purple back there. It just, what's wrong way? It just shows up. That is so nice. I apologize for my dog. He is very much into the birds today, and we're not going to be spending much time outside today because we are expecting rain again for the next 3 days. And so he is all about the birds right now. This iris here is Birds and Bees. It is very pretty. Oh wow. Look at this. All that veining, orange beard. You can see the veining from the top. Let's see if I can get that to focus for you guys. Right about there. There we go. Focusing a little bit better. But you can see the striping here, and you can see the striping inside here, and then this orange beard. The tip is more white of the beard. It is so pretty. This is Birds and Bees. It is by Paul Black, 11 inches tall. Blooms early to mid-season. Let's see. Oh, excuse me. I am wrong. It is a 2011, grows up to 20 inches tall. And this is an intermediate bearded iris. So this is not a good representation of height at all, because this would normally be, you know, closer to about right there. But since this is the first time growing in my garden, it's just a little bit shorter, but up to 20 inches tall. And then over here, this is the first white iris I have had, or white-ish iris I have had bloom in the garden this year. And it is not completely open yet, but this is Parting Glances. And this is sort of an ice white blue color. Man, I want this to open so much. Mainly because it's going to rain for days and you guys are not going to see it. But you can see that blue beard in there, the light bluish petals. It is already struggling with this weather that we're having. But that is going to be such a pretty iris. Now you can see that this is an intermediate bearded. It has multiple, make sure I'm right about that, yes. It is an intermediate bearded. It has multiple blooms on it. So you have one here, and one here. So this will completely open, and when this dies off, this one will open, and then this one right in here will open. This is by Paul Black. It's a 2009. Should get up to 25 inches tall, and is an early to mid-season bloomer. It's an intermediate, Parting Glances. And right now I would say this is definitely 12 inches tall, and should get up to another, or a total of 25 inches tall. But that is actually a very stunning iris. I just wish it was fully open for you guys. Let me see what else we have. That one had bloomed earlier this week, and looks like it's still trying to open those other two for you. But I am not seeing any more. The rest of this particular area, let me see here. Yeah, this is Aeolus. This was in the last video, and this one has died back, and then these two will open. So we'll still get a show out of that one. And it looks like that there is going to be blooming for us too. Same variety. We have one there that is wanting to open, but it probably will not open for a day or two. And it looks like it's going to be a lighter iris. This one is Cold Hands, Warm Heart by Swan and Young. 2017 intermediate bearded, blooms early to late, gets up to 20 inches tall. But it is not fully open yet, and hopefully I will get to show this one open, but if not, we have a number of these. It looks like we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. We have more than 20, so if we don't catch this one, we'll catch one of the others. Let's see what else we have behind us. Persimmon Pie is still trying to come on for us. We have 3 right here together that are wanting to open. Persimmon Pie is a little bit more of a peachy color, and hopefully we'll get to see those because, well, we have a number of them. I'm sure we'll get to see at some point this year. All right, let's see what else we have here. We have 3 of these that are trying to open. This is Winter Romance, and you can see that they are not fully bloomed yet, but they sure are trying. Winter Romance is a Locatelle. It's a 2019. It blooms early to mid-season, gets up to 27 inches tall, and it's a border bearded iris. I think they would be very pretty. Typically you do tall beardeds, and then, you know, your border beardeds, your intermediate beardeds, you know, sort of stair step them down so that you get shows, and then you know, all season long. And then you also make it so that they bloom at different times of the year, so you get flowers all season long, which is kind of fun in a garden. This one here, boy, are you purple. I wish you were fully open, but I have a feeling the rain did a number on you. This is Keep Going, and it's the only one I have blooming right now. But you can see this, let's see here. Let's find out a little information on this one. This is a Paul Black. It is a border bearded from 2017. It's an early to mid-season bloomer. Also states that it's a rebloomer and grows up to 26 inches tall. And you can see here, wow. Okay, so this is the bloom on this piece here, but we're gonna have another one here. And then you have another bloom here. And then you have your main bloom here, another one here, and then this one here. And this would be stunning. I'm gonna have to find out whether or not this one here is actually expected on this particular flower. But it has not fully opened, and I really want it to because I have a feeling it would just be gorgeous. Look at that color. Dark purple falls, tangerine beard, the white striping, and it looks like the standards are more of a light color. Oh, these are so delicate, I don't really want to open it on its own, but a light color with sort of a light lavender. I would love to see this fully open. Hopefully it will do that before the rain comes today. Like I said, we are expecting 3 more days of rain, which is not much fun. Okay, this is supposed to be crow's feet, and I was really hoping that it would be fully open for you guys today. You can see here what I was talking about on that other one down there. which is keep going, because on this one you can see you have the main flower here, and then you have the second flower here, and you have this one and this one. Except on keep going, that particular one has a third flower out the top, and I'm going to have to look into it. I don't think that's supposed to be that way. Rhizomes tend to be self-correcting, so if it does it one year does not mean it's going to do it every year. But that one of those just seems too close to the stalk. Typically they'll fall open and away and do a second bloom on the head. And that one, I just don't know how that would happen with 3 of them so close together at the top. This one is clearly, crow's feet, is going to be gorgeous. You can tell just by the coloring of the purple and the lavender and these brown colors here. Beautiful, but of course it's not fully open yet. This is a Paul Black. It's an 06, and it's an early to mid bloomer, border bearded, 27 inches tall. So if you're into purples, this would be a great one for you, especially if you like a slight variation in color. But I bet this is going to be absolutely stunning when it opens, and I hopefully will get to show it to you guys, because this is pretty much a perfect display of what you want. A nice tall stem, these little offshoots further off the stem pointing away from the stem, and then the 2 up top. And then this one should fall away a little bit further so that you get both those blossoms up top that look beautiful. All right, let's see, is there anything? Yes, we have more. Told you this was going to be a little bit longer video. All right, clearly our arrowbred Warrior Prince is still putting on a good show for us. And this is typically what you want to see when you plant your irises. You want irises that are just going to keep blooming in succession for you so that you get beautiful, beautiful irises. You can see that, get a beautiful garden. You can see that this one's already had one die back here. This one's open now. That one will be open next. Same thing here. This one has died back. This one and this one will be opening next. On these back here, you can see the one that has died back and the one that has opened, died back, open, died back, open. And let's see, how long have I... Well, these have been blooming for well over a week. So if you have quite a big number of a certain iris, you can get quite a good show for quite a bit of time. And that is really what you're looking for in an iris garden, to be able to get that pleasure for weeks and not just days. So Warrior Prince is definitely a good one to have. All right, I see one I really want to show you, but we'll keep moving. This is one that I mentioned in the last video, Caesarean Cinnamon by Chacon, and it has not fully opened yet. This one here has not fully opened yet. This one is Chain Reaction. It has not fully opened yet. It's going to be a dark burgundy. Let's see, we have more down here. I am happy to see this one. I really am. We're going to discuss this, and then the iris that I'm doing a voiceover is the same iris, but it looks very different, and that is why I'm going to go ahead and do that video, but it has to be done with a voiceover because the wind was so bad you just cannot hear hardly a thing I say. This is breathtaking, and it is beautiful. Look at that coloration. There's lavender, there's almost like a rose plum kind of color on the edges. Then you have this real pretty purplish blue tongue, or beard, excuse me, beard. And then the back of the beard, I don't want to break that, is sort of an orange color, and it is very difficult to see back there, but it's definitely orange in the back. Let's see if I can get closer, if you can see that at all. I wish the lighting here was just a little bit better, but we have cloud cover today. But let's see here. just a little orange in the back, and then this purple, but this is sort of a light plum standards, and then the falls are sort of a blue with a plum edging. It is beautiful. So the other video that I did, this one here, right there, is the one that I did that video on, and it looks very different from this. It's a little bit freaky, and I look forward to seeing or to sharing that video with you because it's just very atypical. But I have been assured that rhizomes are self-correcting, so even though that one bloom is atypical, this one, or the next time it blooms, it should be typical. It should look like this with 3 standards, 3 falls. That other one had, I believe, 5 standards, no, 5 falls, 7 standards, 5 beards. It was very different. But Breathtaking is a Paul Black. It's 2016. It will get up to 14 inches tall. It is a mid to late bloomer and is an SDB, standard dwarf bearded. But it is just a beautiful iris. And I have several of these that are fixing to bloom. Very excited to see that. All right, our next bloomer. Oh, aren't you interesting and different? It's a Small World. It is a Paul Black, and I was thinking that I had already done a video on one of these, but this looks different to me for some reason. I'm gonna have to go back and check that video. Paul Black, 2016, SDB, up to 12 inches tall, blooms mid to late season. And what's catching my eye here is more on the inside, where you have the pollination areas, this peachy color here. I don't know, can y'all see that? Sort of this brighter color here. There we go. I think you can see that. I don't remember this, but it may not have been fully open when I did that video. The beard is tangerine here. The falls are a light cream color with this tan brown striping. Oh, okay. Well, this is different. This is a little different. This is kind of what I was saying on Breathtaking. This standard has a beard, and they're not supposed to. This one does not. This standard has a beard. This is not typical of this iris. Typically, you would have 3 standards, no beards, and then you have 3 falls with beards. So this is an atypical example of an iris. This is not one you would take to show. It would just look pretty in your garden, and then the next year it would just be gorgeous and correct itself. I find them fascinating, honestly, when they do things like this. Now, there are irises that are actually bred and hybridized to have multiple falls and multiple standards with multiple beards, and they look more like a lily, but they are an actual iris. This just isn't one of them, but that one's interesting to look at the very least. All right, next bloomer. This is Fire. It's a beautiful rust color with a big gold beard. Look at that, nice fluffy big beard. It has a friend on it. Let's see what kind of friend you are. Oh, it's one of those friends I don't particularly like. You need to go away, mister. Go away. I don't like seeing these guys. Anyway, this has a nice, beautiful, fluffy beard. On this particular petal here, you can see the striping in the back is sort of a gold, yellow color. The beard is a nice orange. The iris itself is a rust color. Sure, all the standards are typical. He needs to go away. Pollinators are pollinators, but that's one that nobody wants in their garden. Fire is a Paul Black. It is a 2014 SDB. will get up to 12 inches tall and blooms mid to late season. And it's so pretty. Definitely bright, catches your eye. This is the one that I definitely saw this morning from a good distance away. This is Desert Snow. Take a look at this beauty. Isn't she pretty? Oh my goodness. And I have two. I have two of them that are blooming right now. Her petals are not fully open yet. You can see that they're still curled here. Oh man, look at that color. All right. Desert Snow is a Paul Black. Yes, I'm kind of a fan. 2013 Arrowbred. Gets up to 25 inches tall, blooms mid to late, white with blue spot. Now I will say that the colors that the Iris Society deem one color or another, I don't always agree with, but you know, who am I to question the people who are the experts? This was what it was colored and named, and this is what they call it. To me, this is a dark purple spot, not a blue spot. But blue is very hard to be found in nature. So I think they just, I don't know why. But this particular beard is very fuzzy. It's big as far as a bold, big beard goes compared to some of the others we've seen. The spot is a dark purple blue with the back has striping that's more of a gold brownish yellow. And you can see here, this is just gorgeous. The standards have not fully opened yet, but they are pretty much well, almost the same as the falls, except they don't have that big spot. They have just that little bit there in the bottom. The standards are more of a white, maybe a very light lilac color. And if you look down inside the top, you can see that same lilac color down there in that area. This is just gorgeous. Look at that. That is so pretty. Isn't she pretty? Now look at these with warrior prints, and you can see what a nice display that makes with all of the purple and the white and the purple in the background. So nice. So very nice. All right, do I have... Yes, I still have bloomers. I told you, long video. I'm trying to actually get to the grocery store before all the rain starts. This one is going to be blooming. It's Western Sage. We're still not open yet though. This one here is Mini Mahalos. I've done a video on it. You can see that the first one died back, but the second one has now opened. And it is still just a beautiful orange color. So pretty. Tangerine, bright tangerine beard. It definitely stands out if you're into orange. Just gorgeous. This one. There we go. Just beautiful. Very bright color. Mini Mahalos is an Atkin 2003 intermediate bearded. Gets up to 19 inches tall. Is a late to mid-season bloomer. This one here is probably closer to 10 inches tall at this point. So pretty. And lastly of my named irises is Oklahoma Bandit. It was in my last video, but was not opened like this. This is super cute. Oklahoma Bandit by Nichols. It's a 1980 intermediate bearded, 22 inches tall. Mid-season to late is when it blooms. And look at this. It's got this wonderful yellow gold color with this reddish orange spot. And then the beard is a gold beard. You have a little bit of this lavender veining here. And inside, kind of that same rust and lavender color when it's fully open. Just beautiful. definitely one that should be in any Oklahoman's garden, if I do say so myself. This is the second, third, okay, so we had this one bloom, and then these two are the second and third bloomers. Very stunning. If this was 22 inches tall, I have a feeling that these would be a little bit further off the main stem, and that would look just gorgeous. Looks like we're going to have another one of these bloom right here. This one here. But not anytime real soon. And I think that is the last one that I have blooming in the garden. You can definitely see when they bloom, they show up. They're quite, whoops, wrong way. They can be quite stunning as a grouping. They can show up for you and just look beautiful. And then you can definitely see the color across your garden, which is just fun. I do have some tall beardeds that are trying to bloom back there, but they just have not fully opened yet. Alright, well, that is it for today. Sorry the video is so long, but like I said, I had quite a few that were opening here in the garden. Quite a few that have died back. I just think this desert snow is amazing. That is so pretty. Wow. Mr. Paul Black outdid himself with this one. It just pops. So bright. Alright, well, that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed the video. Leave me a like, share, subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video. You guys have a great day. Hopefully you stay dry this weekend. Bye now.